Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to those of you who have made it into the new year. It is such a blessing to be in the year 2022. It's very exciting for me because it is my sorority centennial year, so I'm about to act up the entire year. I got new hair, new attitude. I'm so excited about this upcoming year and just what the year has to come. So I hope that you guys are excited about it as well, and that you guys go on this journey with me to just see what the year has to bring, whether it's you joining a sorority, you being in your sorority, you being my soror, we're about to celebrate centennial, all those good things. I hope that you guys are with me and that you continue to watch my videos. If you ever have questions, you already know, you can ask me. But for today's video, we are going to go over just some general questions, or a general question that I do tend to get that I want to help you guys out with. We're starting the new year once again talking about spring intake because that year is around right now. So we're gonna go over it and talk about some things as part of this series. Let me turn off my phone. There we go. Oh, by the way, plug. Check out my phone that my sister got me. Or really my phone case. So excited about it. KelsTells, make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you are. Now let me fix my lighting. There we go. Okay, so without further ado, today's video we are going to be talking about how graduate chapters decide on intake. It was a common question that I received, so we're going to answer that question in today's video. So if you want to learn more about grad chapter and intake, keep watching this video. I do already have a video posted about intake timelines, so this is just me going over grad chapter process in terms of what I think goes on. So if you want like the in-depth information on how intake actually occurs, the behind the scenes, check out that video. I will link it somewhere for you guys. I will also post it in the description box for you as well. But without further ado, let's answer this question. So it's like what I've been saying before with graduate chapter. Intake in general is decided on the time of year and what the chapters have going on. So if you are someone who is interested in joining a graduate chapter and you hadn't heard from them in a while, it's been like years and years and years before they've actually had intake, usually there's a reason behind that. The chapter may be full enough to where they have more than enough members and they don't necessarily need new people at the moment. Or it could be something paperwork related where they just haven't put the paperwork together with headquarters in order to start intake, because there are some protocols that take place. There are some procedures that have to be done in order for a chapter to participate in intake. They have to make sure that everyone's financial, the ones, and by everyone I mean those who are participating in intake, the people who are teaching basically the things that you need to know. Those people have to be financial. The chapter itself has to be financial. They have to have dates listed of when they plan on doing their things for intake. So all those things play into a factor. So if the chapter isn't doing that, then the chapter is not prepared for intake. So a lot of times, especially with older chapters who have an abundance of members, they don't feel the need to do intake every season or every year because they already have more than enough people. So for those of you who are part of an organization, or sorry, for those of you who want to join an organization and they haven't seen intake take place and it's been a long time, I would just ask the question. And there is a certain way that you can do it to where it's not like you're soliciting for membership. For information on how to do that, check out my video on inquiry emails versus interest emails, because with some organizations, as I've said before, they do not accept solicitation for membership. So if you pose the question of when are you guys having intake, I'm interested in joining, they're most likely not going to answer that email or that message because they don't accept emails or messages like that. So there is a way for you to just ask the question, or there is a way for you to be inquiring, but not to the point where you're like asking the question. A lot of times I tell people if they want to know what's going on with that chapter to just send an inquiry email to ask them if they have any upcoming events that are available to the public. That's a great way to pose the question, because if they have events available to the public, that means that they are being active, and then that gives you the opportunity to attend a public event to ask the question in person, or to build a relationship with someone to where you're comfortable enough to ask that question to that particular person versus attending and then asking the question because they don't accept solicitation. So the best way to do that would be to send a message asking information on future events, or if they're hosting future events. With it being the beginning of the year, this is the perfect time to ask the question, because a lot of organizations are getting started on their yearly calendars where they're working on things for every month, planning events for the public, for themselves. So now is the great time to ask the question, because organizations are getting ready to do their events. Chapters are getting ready to do their events. So that pretty much answers the question of how to ask the question. How they decide on intake, like I said, depends on what the chapter has going on. So maybe they're too busy to where they can't do it right now. Maybe they're a new chapter and they're trying to work on themselves first before bringing in new people, which is very important. A lot of people do have an established chapter, but the inner workings of the chapter are kind of dysfunctional, and they don't want to bring new people in until they fix the functionality. They want to make sure everyone's getting along, there's no drama. You don't want to bring new people into a chapter that's messy, or a chapter that always has drama. So that could be another reason as to why they're not doing intake at the time, because they are trying to work on themselves first. Those are the general things that I could think of as far as when does a chapter decide, or why chapters aren't hosting intake. For those of you who are part of an organization and you have more information to provide, please put it in the comments below. If you ever have any questions for me, you're more than welcome to comment on this video or send me a message directly. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is KelsTells. Don't forget to subscribe here on my channel, KelsTells, as well, so that you don't miss any videos from me in the future. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Give me a thumbs up. If you ever have questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.